All right, testing, testing. Okay, the mic is in. All right, so I'm just going to wait a little bit for people to start to come into the room. I apologize once again. We're starting just a little late, well, early and late. We have some mic issues. I was working on the last bit of the script, and yeah, so apologize for the delay. But then I said we're going to start at 10:30, and then we get the mic on for at 10:28. So we're late, but we are also a bit early. All right. You guys have to excuse me for sniffing and blowing my nose, etc. You can avoid that. So let me get started on Instagram. All right. If anybody's in the room, come in and introduce yourself. Hey, Troy, glad you can make it. So good to see you again, my friend. How's Hawaii? Must be awfully early out there, huh? What time is it in Hawaii? Like 4:30 in the morning? Thanks for joining us. I wish I'm in Hawaii. You are the truly blessed one. Yeah, tell us your story, Troy. Let's catch up. Oh yeah, is it cold in Hawaii? I would imagine it's warm all year round. Excuse me, I need to blow my nose. Okay, hang on. All right, so this is Dion's rule for biology. Your nostril never works when they need to. All right, apologize. So, where in Hawaii are you these days? Are you in the Big Island? Oh, thank you. Thank you for reading my book. Troy said, yes, I was up reading your books and listening to your hypnosis audios from Prosperity Spell book. Hilo, oh, that's great. Oh, yeah, the Prosperity Spell book. That is a great book, man. Maybe I should make the title more exciting. But yeah, but that book is gold. Like it's not just me, you know, pontificating and doing Tony Robbins and no, empty content kind of motivation, right? Those that is like based on a lot of scholarly research and and that book really it really works if you follow it and if you either repeat that spell over and over again and if you know every part of it, you'll find your quality of life much improved. um, all the modern a law of attraction or even going earlier Tony Robbins and those self-help things or even going earlier in the humanist movement in the 60s and 50s, um, or the wealth um, coaches or and yeah, so like all the modern understanding of wealth. Remember in the old days, money is have this like dirty connotation, right? And I think the prosperity spell is called the abundance spell, actually. The abundance creed. I wrote that in the book too. That's because I don't want because the title, the abundance spell, was actually was banned on Etsy for some reason. So I have to come up with a different title in case I have to sell that on Etsy. So the the title of that little passage prayer or the spell itself was actually channeled from by Aga Casey from the spirit world. Yeah. So Troy asked, maybe more books in the works. Yes, yes, I do. I have a lot of book titles in working. I just need to stay focused and have longer attention span. Hi, FGFG. How are you? Thanks for joining us again. Troy here is from Hawaii. Oh, actually, Troy is also a big follower of Archangel Sandalphone. FGFG also had a chance to work with Archangel Sandalphone, and we are all witnesses of his vast ability and wisdom and his tutorage in reality. He's not just a spirit that whispered to you. He's not just a feel good spirit. He actually helped you manifest abundance and wealth. Hello, Danny. How are you? Definitely want more books to read. Oh yeah, I'll definitely send more to you, my friend. I have a lot of books in in working. So all these like live stream, the original intention is I would do the research, make the notes, and then I'll write a book during the week and put out the recordings in a week. Of course, that is like at this point, it's excuse the pun, wishful thinking. I just don't have that much time or attention span or energy to do it. But but I'll get it done eventually. Um, Danny said, doing well, just getting my day started. I plan on foraging a bit later, and leaving some offerings to Boone. That's great. What kind of foraging do you do? Do you do mushrooms? May I ask where in the country are you? In New England, we would forage ferns. Have you ever heard of it? It's like this, like curly kind of vegetables, and you can only pick them when it's all curled up. I've been told. Like in a certain condition, I've been told that if you eat it, it's poison. But if you eat it in a certain condition, it's delicious and great. So that's the last time I did some foraging. Troy Money Gamer said, first time here feels so interesting. The energy here. Oh, thanks, Troy. You're going to love it here. I know it's godfully, awfully early up where you are, but I try to do this live stream every Sunday around 10 o'clock. Um, well, maybe a little bit late from time to time, but this is the my aspiration. Yeah, come here and hang out. You'll be surrounded by like-minded people. Everybody here are on the journey as I am, and we're all witnesses of the miracles that spirits could bestow upon us. And come here and at least get the right attitude. Sometimes you read books, you don't really know what to wish for. You don't you It's all kind of airy fairy. You have to go to like Reddit forums and you listen to like some hard selling YouTubers. Um, you know, you will get like their both photos, let's put it that way, can be very confusing. Right here, we actually want some results. We are very grounded. We don't go around and boasting that we are the most powerful, blah blah blah, but it's implied. Um, we are the most real. Let's put it that way. Danny said a mix of mushrooms and edible plants, and now I'm going for oyster mushrooms, pines, and invasive garlic mustard. Oh, really? There's such thing. I'm based in Northern Delaware. Oh, nice, nice. Um, I have a mushroom picker friend, and gave me this advice that is very profound. She said, "You can eat any mushroom once." Um, Money Gamer said, "I can make room for success. I need that." Yes. And I mean, if you go to like other life improvement seminars, if you take one of those class from like Alpha Male, they're going to charge you like thousands of dollars just to be in their Discord room, right? And we are much better than them in every possible way. Like, I mean, of course, they're going to have like better technology and better posters, but what I'm telling you and what you're feeding off each other are real information, right? And anything that is real are not going to be well packaged. It's not going to be fanciful. You're not going to see dragons flying around. You know, when I say, they're going to say unlimited wealth, blah blah blah. But I'm here to tell you that, hey, here's the limits if you do this, and you can actually go and match that limit, right? You can push toward that limit. Yeah. So today we're talking about Belial. Anybody here works with Belial? I know FGFG, you done some work with Belial. Hey, OMG. I'm just gonna call you Michelle. Is that okay? Hey, Avatar Ang. Avatar Ang, could you share? Um, Michelle's last name is Ang. I hope you don't mind me outing it. Well, she used to display her name as Michelle Ang, right? So like I like to call her the Avatar Ang, the Airbender, the last Airbender. Yes, Michelle. Yes, haha. Yes. So Michelle, do you have any Belial story you can share with us? So it's FGFG. I don't know if Danny you have worked with Belial before. I don't know Troy if you have ever worked with Belial before. So I'm just gonna yap in the background. Like, yes, he is so special. My experience is that I prepare like a lecture, and then I'm just going to keep getting interrupted. So I'm just going to keep yapping history and scholar, blah blah blah, in the background when the room is too quiet. And you guys could jump in anytime if you have any questions or a story to share. It's okay. I think this is more of a live stream kind of thing. I will do like a formal lecture on Belial when I have time. Um, FGFG said, yes, he's so special. Then he said, yes, I have a few months ago. Money Gaming said, only send the phone for now. Yes. Yes, we are working with archangels here. And one thing that archangels would do is that they will hook you up with different kind of spirits, quote unquote demon things or other angels. So you might have worked with a lot of other spirits that you may not even recognize or know, because the archangel is like he's like a CPU in your space, right? Like everything is taken care of. He's managing your astral space, and maybe if you are looking for a companion or like a roommate, let's put it that way, not just you, right? And Sandophone will see like, oh, here's a spirit that specializes in this, or he knows a spirit that have like a patron, or like in reverse patron that is also looking for roommates or whatever. They will Sandophone will hook you up with that spirit, and then he's going to take care of you that way. And then Sandophone will come in and clean everything up so that it will go smoothly, as smooth as possible, right? You still have to reach for it. Yeah. So that's one of the quirks and features if you work with archangels. So Danny, could you share your experience, or Michelle, could you share your experience with working with Belial? So Belial, it appears in the Bible. I think it appears in the Bible 27 times. The last time I checked with AI, um, it means he himself does not actually present in the Bible. he was presented more as a character in medieval grimoires and folklore. He was actually in Paradise Lost. He was a character in Paradise Lost as a he's Lucifer class. So in medieval time, Lucifer was the king of hell, and Belial was the next beside him. And Belial is not the subservient of Lucifer; they are more like toe to toe in Paradise Lost and in medieval grimoire. Um, hey, darkness, can I call you Ashley? Hey, dark kisses. Happy Sunday. Good to hear from you. We're talking about Belial today. Um, but in the Bible, it was meant they call the people that don't obey the rules called they're called sons of Belial, people who stew chaos. So by inference, we are now there's different scholars that argue back and forth what the word Belial means, but in linguistics, you don't actually have to know like there's no ancient dictionary, right? And this is not how language works. Like the way language we learn language today is like there's a teacher that tells you what this word means and then use it in a sentence. In the old days, it's not that way. It's developed very naturally, and you can kind of find out what a word mean by the words around them, right? So it it comes down to the personification of chaos, or as a lot of modern interpretation would be like an independent spirit that has no master, that is or no yoke, according to some scholar, or or that who doesn't follow um, the one God. So in modern day, I mean like hyper modern, like after 2020-ish, Belial has been seen as this like independent, sovereign kind of thinker. Um, you work with Belial, if you are completely independent and wish to break free from the chain of slavery, modern slavery. It doesn't like modern slavery is no longer like buying and selling people, right? It's more like you are forced to obey rules that you don't agree with. Um, that kind of chain, right? Or you're trapped in like a position that you couldn't get out of, mentally or physically. Um, or another uh, application for Belial, or or I guess like in modern sense would be like people that has like legal problems would invoke Belial, um, because it's about, I won't say breaking the law, right? But like it saves you from the shackles of the law. You know, um, in my experience, Belial is like a very large spirit. If I can put it in scale, right? All the angels are very tall and very large, right? Like, and they can definitely shift side, but then I can see that that's like a natural size to them. To put it in context, Hanael, who is a female angel, um, in my experience, the angel of love would be now. Actually, you've worked with Hanael before, right? She's about like 5'8"ish. She's kind of like what we call it, kind of like a smallish angel. Lucifer will be around 8 feet tall. Michael will be around 7 to 8 feet tall. Belial in that comparison will be around 10 feet tall, and the size of Goliath. Goliath is about 7 to 8 feet tall, right? So like Goliath will be the size of Shax. So the way I compares them will be Belial, if he is walking in human world, will be around 10 feet tall. Um, so is a huge and heavy being. When you summon him, you feel the air around you being very heavy. You It's kind of like he's like breathing so heavily that suck the air out of the room. That kind of heaviness. Um, Ashley said Belial is a total badass and delivers great results. Yes, totally, man. I agree with you. Money Gamer said, I feel connected to Sandalphone a lot. Yes, I actually do what you teach. It's how I manifested a beautiful home for my mom and me. Oh, great. I'm very happy for you. And a success story for everybody who's watching and listening in the future, right? You kind of have to do what I tell you to do. I know we are all independent thinkers, but a lot of my clients just go do their own thing, right? I'm not saying I'm always right. I'm saying the direction I give you is kind of the path you kind of want to follow in order to bring you success, right? And I haven't told you anything, right, Troy, that is like completely crazy or out of the ordinary. I'm just giving you like, you know, guidance that makes sense. But a lot of people don't follow that, and then they walk into a wall and then they blame me for it. But in any case, yeah. So thank you for sharing, and thank you for sharing your success story, my friend. Um, so Troy, we actually have a whole live stream on Sandophone and a hypnosis session on meeting Sandophone. It's on. It's one of if you go check out my live stream list, you'll find the whole live stream on Sandophone. You may want to check that out. Danny said, so I had used Belial to turn away someone that was causing me many problems. Boone has also been referred me to Belial to get better with debates with certain areas of business. That's great. Danny said, yes, he helped you to get away with things that others would get in trouble for. Certain rules and restraint are less applicable to someone working with Belial. Yes. And I should like put an asterisk to that, right? Like sometimes we need to do in order to um, do the right thing, you kind of have to break some of the rules, right? Let's say you see a puppy kind of drowning and in like a concrete river or something, and and there are no trespass sign all over, right? Well, you kind of have to break some rules and jump over the fence to get to the puppy and get it to safety, Or there are reporters that need to go and uncover some companies that are polluting a river. They have to break a lot of rules to do that. So we all need to start with like a good moral compass, and with that, and only with that, the spirit is going to help you, even if you need to break a few rules and restraints. So, Danny, you made a great point there. Money Gamer, Troy, you said it's like an energetic connection here. Yes, we are. I hate to use this word, but we're kind of family here. We all have the same aspirations, and we are all, including myself, are asking the spirits to help us, to help elevate us, and we are all here feeding off each other's positive energy, and uh, and uh, and try to find ways to improve ourselves, with the aid of the spirits. Okay, sorry, I see like a drop in attendance. Hopefully, people could come back. So let me share some personal stories with Belial, right? Um, when I first started, this is like far before. Actually, all the stories I share right now are stories before I started being quote unquote professional black magician. Um, so when I started early, I was wondering, what to offer, just like most people starting off with. And then Belial came to me, and then he said he needed a lot of energy. So I just, in my old place, I have like this large, long dinner table, and I would set out huge amount of food. So like one of the things I do is that I feed the spirit first before I feed myself. The theory goes, anything have like its physical energy and its astral energy. Um, if you give something to the spirit would go to take the astral energy, and you can still use it, but you'll find the whatever you have already offered them to be lacking in like magic, right? Let's say you offer $10 on the altar, um, and later on, you kind of on the run, and you cannot go to the ATM and you need to grab that $10 from the altar. I mean, you can do that, and most spirit understand. And once you already offered it, after a while, that item would have the spirit have already have drained all the energy from that item. So if you go spend the $10, you'll find that it is it is going to be a very rough ride. Like you're going to get the wrong change from the hot dog vendor, or you're going to drop that $10, or if you use that $10 to buy a gift, that person who received it would not remember it, or they won't like it, or or if you use that $10 to buy a bus fare, um, you'll be late for the bus, or the driver didn't see you or whatnot. So because the astral energy of the $10 is gone, uh, you'll find that's the downside of using items that's already been offered. And same with food. So like that's like kind of the sacrifice, right? I laid out like a ton of food on the altar. Whenever I go grocery shopping, um, I don't know how you guys do it, but like I would go to a supermarket and spend like I don't know, like $100 on food and whatnot. Hey, Tanya, good to hear from you. We're talking about Belial today, and when I come home, I will spread the whole $100 worth of grocery all across the giant dinner table, and there will be the altar for Belial. Of course, I have like a jar altar for Belial. It will be a jar altar is a core offerings. Um, I have for that particular spirit. I just stuff it into a large jar, sealed, so it's easier to manage, right? So I'll put that large jar altar in the center of the dinner table, and then I'll have like a large spread of food. And Belial could eat it first, and when he's done, I'll go consume the food. So the food is going to be rather tasteless, and I'm going to get fat, and it's not going to be as energetic as before. But that's fine. That's the sacrifice I made for the spirits. And sometimes I would do, and I still do, I would invoke Belial into my body, and I ask him to just use my senses, my taste bud, and my my smell, or my touch, or my eyes, to enjoy the food the way that the human would taste it, and he rather enjoyed it. So, we're eating together with a spirit. Oh, another note, Belial told me, um, as to his origin, right? He said he is kind of like a part-time angel. He's kind of like a so there are spirit that we think spirits are either this or that. Right? Hello, Santip, how are you? Uh, Spirits are either angel, perfect good, or demons that are bad. So this is what we are taught, right? But it's not like that. Um, there's like a gradient and degree of holiness and celestialness. Let's put it that way. And Belial told me that he's kind of part angel, but he's more like a part-time angel. He told me he enjoyed earthly possessions and earthly pleasure so much that he sometimes do angelic things, and other times he would like to hang out on earth and enjoy all the niceties earth has to offer. So that works. And this is before I read the book of Enoch, right? Now after reading the book of Enoch, I kind of get it that okay, what Belial said kind of makes sense. Um, Hello, FGFG. I ordered the electric license burner to burn Murph. Oh, wow. Those things are expensive, if I'm thinking correctly. Well, let us know how it goes. So, Troy, Money Gamer said, I'm new to this. I'm new to this. Do I have to offer to Sandophone? What is an altar? I use positive attitude and reputation to work with him. I always give thanks and praise for all he does for me. Oh, perfect. So, in short, an altar is a space in your house or anywhere where um, it's dedicated to the particular spirit. So, in short, that is what it is. And what it does is kind of like a portal for that spirit to come in and out of your world. Um, and 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 in order for the spirit to feel good and enjoy, coming into your life, you put a lot of offerings on the altar itself. And as to what to offer, it is a very deep question. Um, to start off, you just put some food on the altar. Everybody enjoy food. Uh, Start with some perishable foods like your meal or whatnot. And after a while, when you get to know the spirit better, you put like non-perishable food because you may not be there all the time. Um, you put some, water on it. Later on, you put more like luxurious stuff on it and high value stuff. Like it could just be toys. Um, a toy diamond, acrylic diamond, is almost as good as the real diamond if you can afford it. Now I've seen people who go crazy on the altars. They put like I have seen people who turn the airplane hangar into an altar so they could put their private jet on it. I've seen people offer a BMW. I've seen people offer exotic cars and yachts to the spirits. But that's like a high level, right? I'm just showing you like how far you can go. The entire ancient world is about offerings. The temples are about offerings. The pyramid is kind of like an offering. Um, so yeah, so to start off, just put some food on it. And later on, as you progress and you get to know the spirit better, they will kind of nudge you to certain things they want you to put on the altar. Okay, so um, earlier, I think I told this story many times. Jeremy, my spirit guide, nudged me to get some lipstick for her and put it on her altar from Sephora. So yeah, so being a old guy going into Sephora and buying lipstick, it was a bit weird. But I put it on an altar, and then like 6 months from then, January gave me this idea to sell enchanted lipstick on Etsy. Ashley would know about this, and has been one of my best products. Not just by making money, right? I don't think I make a lot of money out of it, but like I sold a lot, and I make a lot of good friends out of it, and it's a great way to help the spirit, build connections on Earth. So that was a great product, and it was like a direct kind of manifestation from putting things on the altar and manifesting to real life. So yeah, so I guess like we can talk forever on it. So you can also do sympathetic offering. Danny, you may want to hear this. Um, if you're being attacked, put like some weapons on the altar. Don't put a real gun on it because there's some laws against it for like an unsupervised firearm. But like you can definitely put like a fake toy guns on it, or put like an army soldier, those little toy soldiers on it, or put like a toy, tank or like a fighter jet on it. You can build like a whole army on the altar, and then the spirit could selectively use that energy to protect you. So going back to Belial, right? So I have this whole spread super large altar going on in my house, and I got into this like fight with the neighbors, right? And I have this like kind of like a katana, kind of like cooking knife, but like it's like one of those Japanese knife that is like super sharp, right? So I put it on the altar for a while, and it didn't help, right? So and this is a good hint that you may want to use. Um, Belial told me to draw the sword. So draw it means like it just pull it out from the casing and put it back on the altar. That's all he said. So I did what he said, and within like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, uh, so my no nothing bad happened to my neighbor. But long story short, the landlord see it my way and know that it was that particular neighbor that was doing the damage and blaming it on me, right? It was quite obvious from the start. But the landlord was originally taking his side, and after a few weeks of me pulling the sword, the knife out of his casing and put it back on the altar, the landlord started with me and then started to like push my neighbor away, my angry neighbor away. So yeah, so if you have like weapons on your, I'm not don't load the gun, right? But like if you have like a knife or something on the altar when it's safe to do so, uncase it. You may see better results in the coming weeks. So let's go through some comments. FGFG said the Murph is like USD. Yeah, I don't know if it's actually worth it. You're just burning cash. I think the electric incense burner is also very expensive, right? I've seen those before. Like there are quote unquote incense burner in the US, but those are actually for people to take to smoke pot. Uh, so like it says incense, but but that's like their way of. It's not actually incense that they're using it for. But don't listen to this advice. I'm not encouraging anybody to use drugs. But that's what the quote unquote incense burner are actually for. Cause yes, that's true. Cause I choose the best quality one as the offering. Yes, always play within your budget. Don't spend your entire paycheck and hope that you'll get rich quick. Do whatever is sensible. It's a hobby. Treat it like a hobby. Danny said, I usually get food specifically for the spirit I work with. Sometimes I give silver shots or a small silver coin, even set aside a portrait of food that I make for them. Yes. Yes, I put gold and cash and, well, I try to be careful not to say that too often or else I'm inviting people to break into my house. But yeah, put something of value. I have, remember Mozambique, is it Mozambique? Had like a currency crisis and they were printing out $1 trillion bills. And actually, I bought a few of them and put it on the altar. Tanya said, FGFG, very good. Then he said, I also love giving them agarwood or buying oils for them too. Yes, that's a great idea. Ashley Dark Kisses said, the lipstick are the best. And I will always say buy them if you can. Yes, thank you for your kind reviews. And now you know where the idea come from, Ashley. Um, it's literally an enchanted item. Um, I'm not just making that up. It was the whole idea and the whole process was literally enchanted. King Paimon ordered me to buy a specific agarwood oil and to wear it at a certain times for him. Oh, that's great. You never know how it fits an occasion, right? Um, maybe it just you never know like where this leads you because human beings by our biology think in a certain straightforward way, right? And we literally cannot see correlations beyond a one-to-one. Like if there are like 10 variables affecting 10 other variables, there's no way for us to see it, but the spirit can. So you wear a certain scent to a certain meeting may trigger a chain effect, a butterfly effect that will all come back to you to benefit you. So thanks for sharing. Dark Kisses Ashley said, I don't buy lipstick from the store anymore. And these lipstick are gorgeous, rich in color. Those quality is out in the world, out of this world, and those spirits actually shows up for you. Yes, thank you, Ashley. Like I said before, I was actually a photographer, videographer. So I kind of understand what color, what looks good on a model. Now I can tell you, what looks good for you socially. Like more than a few times, people will ask what are the side effects of wearing my lipstick, and I'll be, yeah, jealousy. Jealousy is the side effect because like everybody wants to look as good as you. Uh, Ashley said, if Dion did eyeshadow or perfume with these spirits, I would also buy it. I can, next time you buy it, let me know, and I'll go shopping for you. Um, FGFG said the electric incense burner, not expensive, USD 30. Oh, okay. I guess like it's good because you don't need open flame, right? And you can use like those crystal incense, right? So you don't. It's not like the fire burning kind of incense. You can just use those crystal incense. Those smells really good. How would I dedicate my car to Hecate? Um, that's a good question. I guess you just do. But be careful though. Like if you offer too much energy of your car, it's going to stop breaking down. Like it's not like it's not a spirit. It's not like the spirit's punishing you, but you kind of give away the astral energy of the car. You can like give it. You can like before you sell it, offer it to the spirits, and then whomever buy the car next will have to deal with it. Um, Actually, 100 gram of myrrh is generous amounts that I can use for a long time. Yes, 100 gram of myrrh, not meth, myrrh. Okay, if you're listening and not reading it, myrrh. Like I said, frankincense and myrrh, not meth. This is not Breaking Bad. Um, yeah, 100 gram of myrrh is a lot. A single piece can burn like 3 hours. Yes, yes, and you just need a small piece and will go on forever. And good smoke too. And those like pure incense crystal, they are much easier on your nose than the burning ones. Um, yeah, back in my old days when I have to do like 10 burning rituals a night, yeah, I need a gas mask. Like the burning incense are so it doesn't smell bad, but like it's still smoke that you're inhaling, that I was inhaling. But then, I tried the crystal incense, and they are much more gentle on my nostrils. A single piece can burn for 3 hours. Yes. Uh, Dark Kisses said, "Okay, I just bought the car. I don't want it to break down." Yeah, those are like for the people who can afford to not use the car, right? Like if you are like a collector and you have like 5 Rolls Royces. If you're like a collector of Rolls Royces and one for each series from the 1930s, then you can offer a few cars to the spirits. Actually, I hear in China people ask some Buddhist monk to give off like a baptism, like their way of baptism to cars. So the car itself will gain some wisdom. So I don't know how well it works. And I also been told that the Buddhist monk are really supposed to do that, but like they did that just for the money. So I'm just telling you, cultures around the world. Yes, electric burner, no flames, USB charging, portable. Oh wow, nice. Oh, so what story I was supposed to tell you? Oh yeah, so yeah, the sword of Belial, right? Like I talk about that. Oh, another thing that Belial showed me, and this is pretty freakish. This is also before I become quote unquote professional black magician. It's like I asked him, how many spirits is around me, and he kind of like flipped the switch on me. It's kind of like, if you walk in a dark room, everything is dark, and you're just walking and you're walking. Excuse me. And if somebody turned on the light, all of a sudden you see all the crazy shit around you, and they turn the light back off. That was like my experience with Belial, right? So like Belial just like the momentary turn up all my astral senses, and I see like the whole room is filled with spirit. And Belial said, if spirit have mass in human world, you won't even have space to move. That is how many spirits are surrounding you. But of course, this is like multidimensional thing, right? Like you're just like the vision he gave me was like that full astral sense. It's like It's for me to see through all the dimensions, and spirits are stacking up and up on each other, right? Um, Normally they don't do it that way, but only if you stack them up, you'll feel that there's no room for you to move. Like every inch of my space was filled with spirits. So that's one of the vision that Belial gave me. Any questions so far? Oh, and one night. So this is like a freakish story too. One night, and I was still a beginner, right? Um, I was home. I just went to a party. I ate a lot of food. I was kind of more into food coma than anything. And then Belial shows up. I was kind of half asleep. He was like huge, bent over at the end of my desk with like large black kind of wings, like a bat kind of wings. And he told me, "Hey Dion, I'm here to take you to heaven." And at the time, I was just starting, and I was like totally freaked out. Right? What do you mean take me to heaven? I don't want to die. And like he kind of face palm, right? Like I'm gonna kill you. And then he just grabbed my knees, and then he held me upside down, and then we flew all the way into outer space, right? And I was thinking like, why am I not dying? Space has no oxygen, right? And as he picked me up, right, I can feel myself being bounced around the room and knocking things over like that. And and he said, I'm taking you to a different dimension. And then he took me to heaven, but it's not heaven. He showed me like the back end of heaven. Oh, and all the way I was flying upside down because he was holding me by one knee. So like I'm like dangling and he was like flying, right? Um, and then he showed me like kind of this light show with infinite amount of filaments of light. And he said, this is the back end of heaven. So this is not the nice part of heaven. This is like Disneyland. This is the control room of Disneyland. He said, actual heaven itself is more like a resort. People go there. God sends, his friends there to enjoy. And in time, he said, you will too. But it's as a black magician, your aspiration is not to get into heaven. Your aspiration is to get a job in heaven in a way. Your aspiration is learn how to operate the astral space. And he showed me kind of like the back end of heaven. He showed me like filaments of dimensions. Like he said, dimensions is not a whole in form. It's not a dimension. It's not just space itself, but it's more like a fabric of time space. And he showed me like if you want a new reality to happen, he himself pull apart a filament and then he connects that filament to another filament. And then that creates a whole new dimension for whomever is living in that dimensional space. And and later on, one day when I become a angel or demon, or then that's going to be part of their jobs and how spirits manipulate um, our physical space. So yeah, and then so that's the night below told me to heaven. And then when I came back to my room, when I wake up the next day, I actually have bruises all over my body, and I can see like a lot of things in my room were knocked down. Like it actually felt like there was some physical evidence that I was like bounced around the room. So those are my three kind of experiences with Belial that I want to share today. Um, any questions about working with Belial? So Belial is like an exemplification of excess. Um, and I told a lot of my clients, if you're a black magician, if you're a good one, you should be comfortable with excess. Uh, just don't be shy if you have a lot of money, if you have a lot of partners, if you enjoy a lot of wealth. Uh, you would not be doing your job as a black magician if you shy away from excess. So Belial is like one of the symbols of excess. Like if you're a good black magician, you will have more than your share of goodness coming to you, and you don't worry about taking up too many resources or whatnot. that's human government trying to shame you into not wanting more. So that's like one symbol of Belial that I can present to you for, or like one of the benefits that working with Belial is like he's very comfortable with excess. Dark Kisses said, so I guess I would dedicate my red car to Hecate then. Yes, you can do that. Or you can invite Hecate into your car and you guys could drive around. Or you can invite Hecate into you or invoke Hecate into you. So when you're driving, Hecate could enjoy that human experience with you. What kind of car did you get? Is it a Ferrari? All right, so you're familiar with the way we do things. So we have burned about 51 minutes just talking about things. So we are doing pretty good on that. I would like to have more discussion if possible than just me talking. He's one I've been wanting to work with more, especially in the intersection of my astral sense and mental gate. Yes, I know it's not advertised that Belial are somebody who could open up his astral sense, but he has been very helpful in my astral journey. He's always coming down and annotating the things that I'm encountering, and he's quite talkative if he trusts you. Like if you ask the right questions, if you've done your homework, if you have wise and good intention, he's just quite talkative. Like most people talk to spirits will be like, why haven't I won the lottery yet? Why am I not dating Taylor Swift? You know, those, if you're one of them people, like, just shut up. But I'm sure you have like good intention. How to expand my business, that's a good way of talking to spirits. Um, what can I do to put myself in a position to win a certain competition? That's a good way of using a spirit, asking a spirit. Or if you're in conflict, maybe what book should I read, or who can I go to, or what would be the good strategy to overcome this obstacle. That would be a good way of asking a question. Do you have any specific ways you work with him or suggestions to start? What do you mean? Ways to work with him? Same ways you work with any other spirits. To start, do a lot of rituals, to do the full rituals. Um, and like I said, Belial favors. He's like a big spirit, and he eats a lot of food. So you want to spread as much food as possible for Belial. Um, just like any spirits, you want to start with one or two ways he can help you in your life, maybe like a project that you can do together. Um, and like I said before, you can invoke the spirit, especially Belial, who enjoy the sensual side of life, to into your body when you're eating fine food, and then he can enjoy it the same way you do. Um, and if you do that, they're going to find ways to bring you more food so he can share that with you, right? So maybe you have a more specific questions, Danny. Takis has said, does Belial work with a say-so? I definitely need to work with Belial and a say-so, and have been popping up lately. Yes, they are not incompatible. They are from different books in the Bible. Like a say-so is more like a natural spirit in scripture. Well, he's like extra extracurricular scripture. Belial was found in the scripture, but he's not. He's kind of like Lucifer. Like it kind of turned into a being. But yeah, so like you can work with any spirits together. Then he said, okay, I'll summon him to help me grow my business returns and astral senses. Then he said, good thing I love cooking. Yes. Or you can just buy cooked food from the supermarket. Go to Costco and buy a bunch of chickens, cooked chickens. Those are like, what, $5? Like those roast chickens. So for Belial, I've guessed like one hint I think I already given you is it takes a lot of energy for him. Like if you don't offer enough, you won't feel any of the differences. It's kind of like a truck, right? Like if you just give a little gas, it's not gonna go anywhere. You have to like fill up the tank, and then and then you will see it perform the way it was supposed to. Um, Ashley said, "I got a black car. It's Ford Focus. That's a nice car." Oh, okay. Is that what you mean? Your red car I'm getting rid of soon. Yes. And every time an item change hands, it kind of resets the astral energy. So I guess like one of the things you want to be careful actually is if you do that, the sale may not go smoothly. Sometimes I look for things that are not going smoothly in my life in order to know that a spirit have have intervened. I know it's kind of like a strange way of improving yourself. Like most people would look for um, signs that their life is going smoothly to see that the spirit have intervened. I would look for things that are not going properly, that are like random chaos. Then that I would know that a spirit have intervened somewhere, or that this offering was accepted. So yeah, so like that's the only concern I will have is if you sacrifice or offer your car, the sale may not go smoothly. But Hecate said you'll be fine. He actually should welcome the energy. And it's by the law of sympathetic offering, which means whatever you offer, you're going to get it many times back. You may get like some nice offer when you buy your new car. Who knows? It may not be a Focus. It could be a what's a nice car? It'll be a Maserati or something. Whatever value you put on the outer, I find I always get multiple back. So like when I go shopping, I shop for myself and I shop for my spirits friends. And it sounds like an Instagram flex, but I don't really. I'm not cheap with my spirits. Like if I see something that is, even slightly above my budget, I'll just get it for the spirit, because I know I'll get back. Okay. Any more experiences, Belial, you guys want to share? So, in a moment, we're going to do live hypnosis session, and this session will be taking you to meet Belial and enjoy his blessings that he bestowed upon you. So, well, I mean, we are all. You guys have been with me for a while, but whomever is listening this for the first time, we are using hypnosis to kind of do it in place or in lieu of a full ritual. So the whole point of ritual, one point of the ritual, one of the major idea of ritual, and that ancient people don't never heard of or consider, is outer state of mind. So the ritual itself would bring your mind to that outer state where they could feel soul travel and they could manage the astral space with an out of body experience. And in modern days, we actually know a lot about outer states of consciousness. We know about a lot about hypnosis, and I'm highly trained. I'm like a highly trained hypnotist, and okay, I'm just reading a text. It's okay. Um, I'm a highly trained hypnotist, and I'm just using like my training and my knowledge and my research in hypnosis to to you know bring you to astral space, so you can meet these spirits or make the changes in your spirit world. So it's not going to be like commanding you to do things. It will be more like a I'll put you in the outer state of mind, and you're free to talk to the spirits. And you can also always re-listen to this over and over on the later dates, and you can experience this again. And I do plan to, when I have time, to edit these recordings and put like a good form out there, either on sale or just put it on YouTube, so you can listen to this over and over again. Um, so the edited version would just be me, deleting all the coughs and all the misspeaking and all the long pauses and all the repeats, right? So yeah, so that's the plan. It's been working pretty well for the last year and a half. Remember when I started, nobody was in the live stream. Nobody was talking. So, I don't really know how to burn time. So like I just come up with this idea of doing the closest part. And it's good. I got to put out more content, and more people get to enjoy this. Troy said, "I'm ready to meet Belial. Will he and Sandalphon get along?" Yes, absolutely. Archangels typically get along with everybody, and everybody likes archangels. Like it's been explained to me by Sandalphon and Samael and a lot of other angels that the arch from the archangelness comes from merit. So it's not just like they are born to have superpower, even though some of them have, like seraphim, like they are more of a martial arts kind of spirit. But to earn the title archangels, those are earned by merit. Like they have to do a lot of things. They have to perform a lot of miracles. And I won't say it's elected, but it's more like a peer title to be an archangel. That of course they have like a special connection to the source energy and the Elohim. Um, but yeah, so through their merit, they are highly respected by all the spirits around them, be them demons, angels, other angels, then or fairies or dragons. And they got to be this way because they they also have by merit a lot of respect for other spirits. So it's not like an archangel orders other spirit to do things, but because they have such gravitas, because they are such respected, because they have such experience in intervening in human affairs, um, that they have good relations with all the spirits around them. So to answer your question, yes, Sandalphon and Belial will get along very well. Dark Kisser said, "I dedicated my husband's truck to Belial." I think like there's like a unspoken rule that it needs to be yours in order to be offered, or else you can just offer the universe, right? You can say, "I offer the country, the kingdom, the United Kingdom to Belial." Yeah, but it's not yours. Like I offered the Buckingham Palace to the spirit. So, but that's a good way of thinking. But experience have shown me that it doesn't quite work that way. You can try, but you may be wasting your time. You will be spending on opportunity cost, where you can use that time and space and energy to dedicate something you can see a return on. Dark Kisser said, I had a guy threaten me. The guy who threatened me is his best friend, passed away the next day. Oh, wow. The guy was like, you lady, I called on Belial for protection. Wow. Wow, Ashley, you're powerful. You should write up that story, and a lot of people will hire you as like a war goddess or like a war wizard. Like Zelensky may want to talk to you, or the Iranian may wants to talk to you. Just cast some spell, and the aircraft destroyer will be cast away from the Strait of Hormuz, or the Russian army will be defeated in the Donbass because of your attacks. So thanks for sharing. It's a great story that you share. Okay, any questions before we start the hypnosis session? So good discussion today. Danny said, I like what you said about after giving an offering, you should see some sort of chaotic or synchronous events to show that it worked. Yes. So this may be a little bit ahead or too far advanced for this discussion, but the way it was explained to me how spirit do their work is so whenever I talk about continue, well, I talk about threads in the universe, kind of like the fabric of the universe. It was explained to me by Sandalphon and another angel that the way the spirit manifests is they kind of have to break what I call a continuity cord. A continuity cord is like antecedent events lead to this moment, and this moment lead to uh, events down the road. That is like a sequence of events, right? Like a time space sequence that makes that started the chain from before. Like every like this is like first year philosophy, right? Like every event was preceded by a antecedent event. So it kind of feels like you don't have control. It's called determinism. Um, but what the spirit can do is that they could break that chain, that thread of time space, and then he will reattach that thread to an elevated time space. So it's not like the way you pick up a pencil from this corner and you move it to the other. It's kind of like they show me it's more complicated than that. Like their effect is not one to run direct. So like he will break your continuity thread and then attach to a different continuity thread that he either created or has elements of your success. So like this is why if you make a very particular wish, like ordering a pizza, like tomorrow I wish for a pizza that have 9 pieces of pepperoni in it. So tomorrow, you may find a coupon from KFC or something else. Or like 2 weeks or like 3 weeks from now, your friend will order like a slice of pepperoni pizza. And then he will say, oh man, I thought I ordered Italian sausage. Why am I getting pepperoni? And then you count the pepperoni on his slice, and there was like 9 slices of pepperoni. So like, so it's not like a direct one-on-one effect. A lot of people are hung up on the linguistics and the semantics and the syntax of a wish. Um, this is why the intention and good moral thinking, good moral compass is so important. It's because when when the spirit kind of reconnect you to this new fabric of reality, it will follow your intention and your moral compass and the way you feel more than the syntax and the word and the linguistics of your particular wish. So why am I talking about that? Yeah, so like, this is why when you make a wish, it is very chaos. It's not that the spirit want to fuck up with it's not spirit want to fuck you up. I'm sorry for the choice of words, but that's the best kind of word I use. It's not that spirit want to mess up your life. even though it may be very challenging at times. It's because once you break the continuity cord, things that you expected to happen is not going to happen, or it's going to go haywire. And it may take time for them to reconnect you with the new reality. And the new reality does not follow the antecedent events that lead up to that point. So you have to like recalibrate your life to meet that higher orbit of existence, right? So this is why it's going to be very chaotic when you do a heavy ritual. Your spirit will have to break a lot of cords and connect you to like different level of cords. I hope that makes sense. Um, Money Gamer Troy said, "I love your brainwave music." Excuse me. I listen to it all the time now, even in the background. Yes, that is great. Keeps me in receptive mindset to Xenophon and other entities. That works with me. That's great. That's great that you are using all the resources we have available. Yeah, so that's the best way. Remember, it is not a listening experience, it is a brainwave experience. You allow that wave to synchronize with your brainwave. Yeah, so thank you, Troy, for doing things properly. And you can attest to how well it works, right? So it's not like movie magic when you turn the brainwave on and then boom, things just start randomly falling into a room, right? But like you can tell over time, and if you do the right things, you definitely see a shift in your quality of life. Um, Danny said, after an offering to Boone, I ran into and connected with a prestigious businessman. He had talked to me for hours and offered me an application for his group. Oh wow, that's great. That is a great success story. And yeah, and the spirit will do that. And Danny, you also do a lot of right things, right? Like when you ran into this businessman, you don't just flop him off. You come to the table prepared, and you appreciate his time, and you're taking this advice seriously, and you follow through with the applications, etc., in order for Boone to help you, right? So yeah, so great success story. A lot of people say that their ritual didn't work, but like they never do what Danny did. They never polish their communication well enough to talk to that businessman, or when he meet Bill Gates or something, or like an investor, they don't have the pitch together. They don't know their numbers, or when he asks you to join his group or whatnot. A lot of people will not have follow through, or have self doubt, or oh, I can't do that, or too long of a drive, or whatever, right? So a lot of people, you know, unmanifest their ritual. So Danny, you are an example for the people who are doing black magic of what the right thing to do is. Danny said, yes, it's like a ripple effect. Danny said, many small effects happens to have the wish come to materialization. Yes, that's true. Dark Kisses actually said, you said he used a lot of energy. That's why I had my husband struck. I'll never forget Belial for protecting me. That's great. Yeah, I mean, if you are in possession of his truck, if you can make a sort of like a quasi legal case that it is your truck, then you can offer it. Um, Dark Kisses said, I was flat broke, called on Belial. My ex-husband paid 1,300 child support, one lump sum like a day later. Oh wow, that's great. Please don't underestimate what they can do. It's a mind-blowing result with them. Yes. And sometimes when the coincidence happens, you just sitting there in awe, right? Like, oh wow, that is crazy. Oh, I have a talk about. You guys know what I want to talk about most this week. It's the crazy lottery win, right? Okay. Uh, Ashley said, Belial acts fast in my experience with him. Yes. So if you guys want to see a paranormal activity, you look at the Powerball drawn last Wednesday. it has 91 winners, 2 jackpot winners, and 89 second prize winner. For second prize, it's not easy. Like Powerball and Mega Millions are extra hard to hit because for second prize, you need to meet 5 out of 5 because the last number was drawn separately. In other kind of lotteries that I played before, second prize is 5 out of 6 because all 6 number was drawn together. So just having the last ball drawn different in a different slot, and you have to hit 5 out of 5, that is like crazy hard compared to other lottery games out there. And you have 89 5 out of 5 matching lottery winners. And it's not like a big jackpot. Like there's no such thing as a small jackpot. But I'm just saying it's not like a $2 billion jackpot where participation is heavy, right? It's like the reason why there were a lot of winners for like a large draw is because more people participated, thinking that seeing that $1 billion prize, everybody wants to play. But like for like a middle of the road, this is on the lower side too, kind of jackpot. I think it was like for 50 million or something. It's not a, I mean, no jackpot is a small prize. If you put $1 million on the table, I take it, man. Um, yeah, that is like statistically impossible and insane. Yet that happened. So yeah, so that's definitely a disturbance in the force. If you tell me that there were 10 lottery winners in a night, that in itself would be shocking. To have 89 second prize winner and 91 lottery winners. And these wins are more than $1 million per pop, right? I don't know if Powerball would, it's hard to imagine, but like I don't know if Powerball would go bankrupt from this. Oh, and then on yesterday, I know I've been spending too much time reading on this. Yesterday, on like a fresh jackpot, there were 2 more people who won the jackpot, which is like impossible. Like because of the smallest jackpot possible, nobody buys that. Yet still, there were multiple jackpot winners. So like there's definitely disturbance and paranormal activity happening all around us with like, oh, so going back to what Ashley was saying, like sometimes these random things that happened, like you kind of like twist the logic and say, this could have happened, this could have happened, there could be a rational way of explaining it. But if you just sit down and consider all the elements that has to happen for that one random spin of the wheel that benefits you, there's like bigger forces at play here than just your normal mundane life. All right. So I'll give like a minute for you guys to see if you have any questions, and then we will start the hypnosis session. I'm just gonna get the file loaded up and check my messages. Oh, okay. All right. So once I started the hypnosis session, I'm just going to be focusing on the script and delivering that experience, and I won't be able to see any messages typed in, and I will reply to all your messages on the other side of this exercise. So if you type in something and if I don't read it out, um, don't worry, I'm going to get back to you. And let me have some water and then we'll start. Oh, All right. So we're starting the hypnosis session for today. The topic is meeting Belial. So take a deep breath in, and whenever you're ready, let it out. Now I want you to listen to my voice and trust my voice. As you settled into position, allow your body to begin relaxing completely. Feel your feet resting firmly on the ground, as if they are sinking gently into the soft, warm grass beneath you. That grounding energy rises naturally through the soles of your feet, organic and powerful, connecting you deeply to the earth. Breathe in slowly and breathe out. With every breath you take, you sink deeper. Now follow my voice as I guide you. Starting at the top of your head, feel my energy inside you. Oh, okay, we need to start over. I'm sorry. All right, is this is the hypnosis session on meeting Belial. I want you to listen to my voice and trust my voice. As you settled into position, allow your body to begin relaxing completely. Feel your feet resting firmly on the ground, as if they are sinking gently into soft, warm grass beneath you. That grounding energy rises naturally through the soles of your feet, organic and powerful, connecting you deeply to the earth. Breathe in slowly and breathe out. With every breath you take, you sink deeper. Now follow my voice as I guide you. Starting at the top of your head, feel my energy inside you, gently pushing out all the tension. Let your scalp relax. Your forehead smooths out. Your eyes grow heavy and comfortable. My voice inside you, loving you, guiding you down, and feel your jaws release. Your neck and shoulders softening as waves of blissful relaxation flows downward. My touch is upon you now. A deep, satisfying full body massage beginning. A deep, satisfying full body massage beginning to unfold. Feel my hands working into your muscles, releasing every knot, turning on deep, comfortable, turning on deep comfort with every stroke. Continue to sink deeper and deeper into tranquil comfort. Your chest and back relaxes completely. Your arms grows heavy and limp. My energy inside you spreads through your torso, warm and grounding, connecting you to earth. Feel your hips and pelvis release, your legs becoming heavier, your feet pressing more firmly into the soft grass. My breath moves with you. Feel this loving vibration spreading through every cell, every tingle after blissful tingle, taking you deeper, organic and complete. You are now sinking even deeper and deeper still into perfect relaxation and openness. My energy inside you grows stronger, filling you with calm, grounded power. You are ready. You are safe. You are completely open to the experience that awaits. A profound meeting, guided by my hand, where you will receive King Belial's blessings in a blissful, satisfying depth. I want you to trust my voice and go deeper now. And now it is time to go deeper. Trust my voice. Follow my voice as I count slowly from 10 to 1. With each number, you will sink twice as deep, becoming more open, more receptive, more completely relaxed. 10. Sinking down. My energy inside you, warm and grounding, spreading through your body like a rich, organic fire. 9. Drifting gently through time and space. My touch upon you, pulling you deeper into the tranquil bliss. 8. Feel the satisfying tingle as my energy moves deeper inside you, pushing out all tension, all distractions. 7. Deeper and deeper now, my breath sinking with yours, my voice inside you, commanding you to let go completely. 6. Floating through the astral current, time dissolving all around you, my touch guiding you safely towards the realm of King Belial. 5. Halfway there now, a deep, blissful vibration filling your entire being. My energy inside you growing stronger, more intimate. 4. Sinking even deeper, feeling me and loving my voice, coming into states of perfect openness. 3. Drifting through ancient veils of time and space. The portal to Belial's domain is growing stronger, my energy connecting you to what awaits. 2. So very deep now, every cell tingling with anticipation. My seed inside you is awakening your power, turning on your ability to receive fully. 1. You are now in a profound, blissful, and complete trance, deeply opened, deeply connected, and fully prepared. You drift slowly, hand in hand with me, through shimmering currents of time and space. Stars and ancient energy swirls around us. As we Stars and ancient energy swirls around us as we move towards the threshold. You can already sense the heavy, grounded presence of King Belial calling to you. His massive form, his fiery earth power, commanding authority, waiting to meet you. Feel the warm anticipation building inside your body as we approach. My energy inside you continues to deepen this connection, preparing you to receive the King's blessing with complete openness and deep love. I am Dion, your spirit guide, with long flowing hair and gentle glasses that reflect ancient knowings. Let me take you by the hand softly, and with a calm and knowing smile, I raise my other hand and traces a glowing ritual in the air. I take your other hand and traces a glowing residual in the air before you. A majestic astral portal begins to open, a shimmering time space void suspended within an ancient temple of black marbles and obsidians. Its edges swirling with deep crimson and golden fire. Stars and distant constellations drift within its depth, while subtle veins of molten earth pulses like a living magma. You now stands at the threshold, Dion said with quiet authority, gently squeezing your hand, ready to meet King Belial, the one without the master. Together you step forward, hand in hand. The air grows warm and thick, scented with rich and musky cologne and exotic perfume. The energy around you densifies. The energy around you becomes more dense, bringing a comfort, yet powerful pressure on your chest. You feel a solid, ancient ground beneath your feet, the deep earth element rising to support you as beautiful brown incense smoke of sacred fragrances wraps around your body like a protective cloak. In the distance, you hear a low rumbling mixed with an elegant, echoing voice that seems to be calling your name. In the distance, you hear a low rumbling mixed with an elegant, echoing voice that seems to call your name. As you cross the threshold and step fully into Belial's realm, the portal gracefully closes behind you, sealing the space in perfect protection and sacred isolation. Hand in hand with Dion, you walk deeper into the realm as he speaks with reverence into the dense, swirling brown incense smoke. Mighty King Belial, Dion emotes, his voice steady and filled with respect. Lord without a master, we come before you with honor and open hearts. With a graceful gesture, Dion summons a magnificent feast of the finest food Earth has to offer. Platters of rich roasted meat, ripe fruit glistening with nectar, aged wines, and fragrant bread materializes before you as worthy of an offering. The air grows even heavier with sacred anticipation. The king answers. Two beautiful angels emerges from the flames, gracefully opening the way as Belial steps forward in his regal, kingly form, a towering and commanding presence, a very large figure who may appear to you as Goliath of a man, broad shouldered and radiating with raw power, or to others as a tall, muscular Amazonian woman of fierce beauty and unyielding strength. His deep voice resonates with kingly authority, vibrating through your very bones. Your senses grounded, electric fiery earth power flowing into you like a molten lava meeting an ancient stone. His gaze meets yours, testing yet recognizing. seeing your true worth with piercing clarity and sovereign approval. Dion gently squeezed your hand and slept. Dion gently squeezed your hand and steps slightly back, allowing you to stand fully in the presence of the king. Belial's massive form towers before you, his heavy, fiery earth energy radiating outward like waves of molten lava pressing against your body, grounding you deeply while electrifying every nerve. You feel the immense weight and authority of its presence in your chest, your spine, and the soles of your feet. In this sacred moment, Dion whispers, "Speak your truth. Ask what you will." And in this silence, opens now. I want you to take time to silently. I want you to take time to quietly present your questions or intention to King Belial right now. This is your chance to talk to the king quietly or through your unconscious connection in this sacred portal. Go ahead, speak your mind. Good. That's right. Good. Belial's deep, resonant voice answers. You can hear every word heavy with ancient authorities that vibrates your entire being. Belial's response may come in clear words that you understand in this moment, or in codes, vivid pictures, or powerful sensory impressions that will unfold and reveal their meanings to you later. You see luscious visions. You see luscious visions dancing in the flames around him. Hear layered echoes beneath his voice, and feel surges of grounded power moving through your body, warm, electric, and unyielding. His massive presence and the thick, heavy energy emanating from him continues to envelop you, affirming your worth as he shares his sovereign insights directly into your being. Belial, now towering his massive and commanding presence, now bestowed his three great blessings upon you. His heavy, fiery earth energy pulsates powerfully through the space, pressing against your body with immense authority. With a deep, resonant voice that vibrates through every cell of your being, he first bestowed the blessing of absolute sovereignty. You feel the chain of enslavement shattering as radical independence, in unbreakable strength, in sovereign will, and in rebellious authenticity. It floods your entire system. Every false master loses power over you, as Belial's energy anchors this freedom deep within your core. Next, King Belial bestowed the blessing of emboldened glory. The rich, sensual, golden red light radiates from his form, wrapping around you. You open completely to this massive wealth, material abundance, and all earthly pleasures without any shame or guilt. His heavy energy fills you with irresistible charisma and magnetic presence, empowering you to draw love, desire, respect, and influence naturally and powerfully into your life. Finally, with a gaze that sees your true potential, Belial ignites the blessing of the black flame, forbidden knowledge, shadow integrations, creative genius, and the power to forge an immortal legacy surges through you like a living fire. Visions, deep insights, and ancient wisdom flows into your mind and body as its commanding, grounded energy seals all three blessings: absolute sovereignty, emboldened glory, and the black flame permanently into your being. And with a powerful breath, Belial leans forward and gently blow a stream of warm, earthly smoke directly into your soul. The smoke is rich, grounding, and perfectly warm, never burning, carrying the deep scent of sacred incense, fertile soil, and ancient fire. As it fills you, it invigorates every part of your being, awakening dormant strength, awakening dormant strength and vitality. You feel Belial's spirit gracefully blending into the very fabric of your soul, forging an unbreakable bond between you and the king. From this moment forward, you permanently from this moment forward, you permanently carry Belial's heavy, grounded energy within you. This this sacred flame ignites a profound rebirth. You feel yourself transforming, rising renewed, raising renewed as a sovereign, powerful being, no longer bound by old limitations. Belial's massive presence watches over this. Belial's massive presence watches over this initiation with kingly approval. His fiery earth power now woven into your essence. Dion steps forward once more, taking your hand with a wise and gentle smile. It is time to return, he said softly, guiding you back through the astral realm to work, guiding you back through the astral realms toward Earth's plane. As you travel, you feel the full blessings of an imprint. As you travel, you feel the full blessings and imprints of Belial traveling with you, forever part of who you are. And and now, as you prepare to return fully to your waking awareness, feel Belial's blessings and grounded energy integrating deeply within every levels of your being. With each breath you take, powerful energy begins to turn on inside you. With each breath you take, powerful energy begins to turn on inside you, turning on vibrant life forces, turning on radiant health, turning on unstoppable motivation. You are now completely energized, deeply inspired, and totally uninhibited. Your spirit is fully cleansed, all energetic parasites removed, all negativity banished, leaving you light, clear, and totally aligned. turning on your ability to receive abundance in all forms, turning on your psychic abilities, turning on your astral senses, turning on your natural charisma and magnetic presence, turning on your power to attract money, opportunities, and success with ease and joy, turning on your creativity, your confidence, and your sovereign will. You now carry Belial's heavy, grounded fire within you, empowering you to seize this moment fully. It is time to work hard, to study deeply, to improve yourself daily, to work out, to exercise with strength and discipline, to eat healthy and nourishing foods, and to pursue your life to the fullest with passion and purpose. You will remember Dion's wise and gentle voice guiding you in your dreams, leading you towards greater love, greater money, a healthy and vital body, and a clean, radiant spirit. You feel profoundly thankful, appreciative, and grateful to Belial and to Dion and all the spirits who have supported you. A deep happiness fills your heart, and you may even find yourself humming with a quiet joy as you move through your day. The portal between you and these powerful forces is now wide open, flowing freely and beneficially. Now, feeling more alert at the count of one as you begin to return to the waking world. One, two, you begin to return and feeling the energy flowing into your hands and feet. Three, gently moving your body. Four, breathing deeply and fully. Five, halfway back, feeling strong and empowered. Six, cleaner and sharper. Seven, turning on complete wakeful awareness. Eight, feeling refreshed and inspired. Nine, eyes ready to open. And 10, wide awake, fully present, and energized, carrying all the blessings and powers from your meeting with King Belial. Welcome back. Feels good, doesn't it? All right, we are back to this room. Who is still with me? Ashley Darkest said, grateful for it all, no matter how big or small the win is. But to me, that's beautiful that so many winners. Yes, it is beautiful and it is kind of crazy. So, anyone else still in this room with me? Everybody sleeping? Hey, Money Gamer Troy, how are you? Money Gamer said, I'm here. That was an awesome experience. Glad you enjoyed that experience, my friend. How do you feel right now? Like, what do you think about the experience? If you want to share. FGFG said he's still here. That's great. So yeah, so this is going to be on uh, YouTube as soon as YouTube has done processing it. So it will be on forever here. Oh, later this afternoon, I guess. Money Gamer said, I can feel the energy and connection to Belial. Great. Yeah, Money Gamer, I would encourage you to go through my live stream. We had a whole live stream like this for Archangel Sandalphone. So you may find that live stream very useful. All right, so I guess it's getting very late in parts of Asia. So I guess like half of my contingents are either sleeping. Is Michelle, are you still here or you left? And Tiny, are you still here? So I guess like all my all the Asian contingents have gone to sleep. It's past midnight over there, I guess. FGFG said King Belial told me 3 keywords. That's great. Would you like to share? Danny said he showed me confirmation of my request. Oh wow, that's great. That means a lot of good things are coming for you, Danny. Also, I wood carving with 3 channels of blue water like energy. That's what Danny said. Oh wow. Dark Kisses, Ashley said she's here. Welcome back. FGFG said I tell you in private. Okay, that's great. Feel free to share here, my friend, if you can. You know, you have other people here also want to hear your experience. That way they can also learn and grow. Ashley said, thank you, Belial. Thank you, Dion. Oh, you're very welcome, Ashley. And Belial said, you're very welcome, and he wants to connect more with you. Danny said, I give you both my thanks and appreciation. You're very welcome, Danny. And Belial said, you're welcome as well. Troy Money Gamer said, thank you for inviting me and thank you for connecting me to Belial. Yes, you're welcome. I won't say make sure, but feel free to set up an altar for Saddlephone and Belial. Danny said, I look forward to working with him deeper. That's great. FGFG said, hell, King Belial. That's great. So yeah, do you guys have any questions? I would love to keep this discussion going on for as long as it takes. But at some point, everybody was getting tired and run out of things to say. We did pretty good. The time is 1 hour and 55 minutes since we started. I think we we had a good discussion earlier. Good participation. Everybody have a chance to share. And I give you about 2 minutes. I know, if you start typing, and it's going to take, sometimes it takes like a minute for your message to show up here. Well, I plan on getting him more food, some food in Thanks now. Yes. Good plan. Good plan. So yeah, in about 2 minutes, if I don't see any more messages or questions, we will close this chat and wish everybody a good week. Remember now, I try to do this every week, but life doesn't always work out this way. So I want to see you guys next week, but hey, you never know. So if you have any questions, make sure you ask now. FGFG said I fell asleep when you said ask King Belial questions. That's fine. You may not actually be asleep, right? Your subconscious mind may just be opened, and it is just working in an outer state. So if you are new to this, you may feel like you're falling asleep, but in the near future, the suggestions and your communications with Belial will start manifesting. FGFG said, I totally awake and talk to him. Money Gamer said, have a prosperous week. Oh, wow. What time is it in Hawaii? It was still pretty early, huh? FGFG said, Dion, I remember you told me before you brought King Belial many burgers. Yes, that I did. So, like, when I order takeout, I don't just order, like, when I order delivery, I don't just order, like, one meal, right? Because the delivery costs and the tipping the driver, et cetera, is like so expensive. It's like $20 just to get whatever food to deliver to my address. So what I do is like I order like a big pile of food. Like I will go to Burger King, I will order like 20 burgers just to make the trip worthwhile. So yeah, so like I told FDFG, I will put all the burgers on my altar. And sometimes when I order pizza, I will order like 5 of them and I put them all in the altar. So that's a good amount of energy to King Belial and whatever spirit that I was working with that night. So yeah, so like I would go to that extent for energy. So like some people would just say, "Oh, I put a chocolate on the altar. Is that okay?" I mean, yeah, okay, that's fine. I'm sure the spirits are very thankful for whatever you give them. But it may take even angels. They will take a lot of energy for them to get you what you want. Like sometimes they can come with their own energy. It's like those are the points. And I told FGFG this before. The less work you make the spirit do, the better. So yeah, sometimes if you are like the chosen one or something, they will move mountains for you. But like 99% of the time, you are not the chosen one. So in order for the ritual to work well, and I mean, whatever relationship you read books, at the end of the day, you are the one asking for the help, right? So it benefits you to do all the groundwork, and you just need the spirit to come in to make a minor adjustment as possible, and your wish will come true. That is the preferred strategy when working with spirit. You don't toss it up to them and ask them to change their life, your life. A, they are not obligated to do it. B, it takes them a lot of energy to do it. And C, they will look at you and see if you're ready, and you're not ready, they're just going to move on. So, like, the point of putting so many burgers and food and stuff on the altar is like, and whatever else that I do is, let me give you all the energy you need to fulfill my wish. If you want more, I'll bring you more. Okay. And I'll do whatever it takes on my end, like non-stop studying and practice and work my ass off, whatever I can do to make their work easier. Like, I would like study incessantly so that all they have to do is point me to this one passage in a book that I've missed before, or this one internet search, and everything will be put together. I can like take all the actions I need to fulfill my wish. So that is the preferred strategy. So like, this is why I told FGFG, and this is why I go crazy on the altar, is I want to push as much energy as I can into into the astral space. So Dark Kisses said, I felt energy. First thing shown outside the beautiful colors was a sigil. Oh wow, that's great. Great, thank you for sharing. Money Gamer says 6:22 a.m. Oh wow, still very early in Hawaii. Huh? It's like so beautiful out there, man. I'm so jealous of you. I wish I'm there. Dark Kisses said, it will be an hour to connect more with him. I will forever be thankful for you both and when you both have done for me over the years. Yes. So yeah, so good suggestions. Maybe when I do re-record this or do the editing, I can like leave a longer gap, so you can spend more time talking to him. So it's just weird to have that air. So like, when you're talking on the mic, you feel like you need to fill every second with words and my voice and some kind of happening. So yeah, so like, I should have taken a longer pause, and next time when I do this, I'll take a longer pause so you can spend more time with the spirit. Dark Kisses said, "Who are you planning for next week?" Good question. Maybe you can give me some suggestions, or I can do some practical magic. I haven't decided what to talk about next week yet. Oh, you want? So Danny said you want to talk about. He wants to talk about Paimon. Yeah, we can talk about Paimon. Actually, I have his altar right here in front of me. I was just putting more. I was just putting more offerings into his altar. So yeah, so his altar, his jar is still with me on my table. Danny said alcohol offerings are great. Yes. Danny says sorry. I'm partial. Yes, it's okay. You are enthusiastic. So yeah. So Ashley, if you have any suggestions, I'll take it too. So I was thinking like Paimon is a good idea. We talk about Asaso. FGFG said I think he will like alcohol as well. Yes. Yeah, maybe Asaso, he's very popular. The thing with Asaso is like there's this whole other cult, this whole other alternative following for Asaso and their followers. Sometimes I talk about Asaso here, and their followers don't like it that I stick to scholarly research. Like for some people, Asaso is like the main god. So I'm just being careful not to offend somebody's sensibility, and and the way I talk about Asaso may be very different from the way internet forums talk about Asaso. Money Game as a Sandophone or anyone who you feel like sharing with us. Yes. I don't know if I've talked about Hannah before, but I feel like nobody wants to hear about Hannah because she's kind of boring. So Hannah is the archangel of Venus, and I work with her a lot for quote unquote love spells, and Hanayao brings you the kind of results that are perfect, but not what you want. Like you will come up with like the best possible partner, and the outcome will be good for everybody involved. But then, it's not the partner you're thinking about at the time. It's not like quote unquote obsessive spells or crazy, I want all his other lovers to fall out of his life and I own him completely. Not that kind of magic. But when you evoke Hanayao as a love spirit, you usually get like the best possible, really, really positive outcome in a few years with like the perfect relationship. But then nobody actually wants what's good for them, right? Like they want the most exciting, destructive kind of partner. So yeah, so like Hanayao is a great spirit that if I can to introduce you guys to. Danny said, I'm always cautious about love spell, especially targeted ones. Yes. It's not just cautious about it, it's more like people go crazy with love. Like there's this like they watch too many movies and then they just want this like impossible partner to fall to their knees and beg them to love them and they don't do any work for it or uh, this is why I don't really promote love spells in my stores, even though it's like 90% of my business. Uh, and even like when you see me put out a love spell, I will have this specific disclaimer that says, you know, once the spell is done, we will exchange some pleasantries and we will go our separate ways. Don't be like nagging me every moment and say, when is he going to call me back? Or blah blah blah. So that's more of my objection with love spell. It's not like the love spell is bad. It's more like the expectation and the utility and how people entangle themselves with like this high toxicity. Like love is not love. That's like my objection to love. Love spell is nothing wrong with love spell. It's the people who deploy love is the problem. Danny said you're right about wanting destructive partners, especially with my taste of excitement. Yes, it's true. And I can't say I'm above it too. I like I won't say I'd like, but like I keep falling for exciting women that are like bad for me. That I know is like bad, like femme fatale kind of girls that are like. Well, I don't know. Maybe this we are just genetically programmed to go for men or women that are like bad for us. But yeah, serious. After being a professional quote unquote witch or professional black magician, like your sense of love in relationship after seeing all the toxicity in people managing their quote unquote relationship and family, you're a little bit jaded. You're a little bit what do you say that word? Uh my vocabulary is not working today. You're cynical, yes. That's the word. You're cynical about love. Just excuse my cynicism. But yeah, it worked wonders. That's what I'm saying. If you use it properly. All right. So any more questions? Okay. Oh, nice. More questions. I recently had a dream saying that I meet a new partner. A few days later, she popped up in my life and has been an interesting game of cat and mouse. Oh, nice. I don't, if it is nice. I'm just I'm just interpreting that as good news. But I hope that's good news. But for guys, sorry if there are any girls left here. For guys, it's never bad news to have more women in our lives. It may turn out to be bad news, but for guys, it's let's just say it's always like welcoming, even though it could kill us. Like if I meet a girl and I know she's a serial killer, I still hang out with her. This is what we are programmed to do. Um, so I refuse to push a spell out and let things play out. Yeah, that's nice. I mean, you can ask Hannah Yao or an angel for help to bring you the best possible outcome. Like it doesn't have to be movie kind of passion crazy for it to work out. It could just be she pay good attention to you, and and then you feel like if you just have like a good conversation with a girl that likes you, it feels good afterwards. You feel more manly afterwards, and with that positive energy, you do more. This is why I won't say this is why, but like a lot of people say this anyways. That's why man with a girlfriend is more attractive, or man with a wife is more attractive because whatever women in their life boost their masculinity, and subconsciously he's sending out that message. So yeah, if anything, it's good energy. And who knows, maybe I don't know what your situation is, but maybe she has another hot girlfriend she can introduce you to. Good things keep rolling. Then he said it's good news. So as she plays the same mental game as I do, so it's unsettling to find someone at that level. Oh, that's nice. Sounds like you like her. She'll be a good chess partner. All right. So going back to the 2-minute rule, anything to share? If any questions, type it in now. I'll give it 2 minutes for it to show up to the stream. If I don't see anything new, we will end the stream. But if I see a good discussion, a good question, we will keep talking. All right. So the time is 12:42 p.m. in Eastern Standard Time. I don't see a lot of typing here, so I'm wishing everybody a good week. We were live for 2 hours and 13 minutes, so that is a great time for us. We have managed to, fulfill my role as a streamer. There are people who stream all day long. I don't know how they do it, but I think we are doing pretty good here. We have good discussion about Belial, good sharing of stories between friends. And after you said no questions, thank you for sharing tonight. Thank you guys for coming in. And if I do a live stream next week, hopefully I can see you guys again. And with that, via Magick, let magic be done. And see you next time, right? FGFG?